DJ Leroy.
Night Watchman, how you doing, buddy?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. You have a good week, man?
Absolutely.
Good, because you do know last week, can you say not only birthday, okay?
But Father's Day, I know. It stacks up on you. Every now and then. Now, did you ever have a birthday and Father's Day on the same day?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did. This wasn't one, so I had, two different celebrations, but all so extremely gratifying because
you racked up. Bro.
I did because my would you believe that my sons with my wife also did a beautiful feast?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready.
Okay. Well, maybe you're ready to get back out on the bicycle.
Wow. you just had to go there right away, didn't you? Or you know what?
I want to keep you healthy, bro. It's all in good spirit. It's all in good spirit.
Night Watchman, remember last Monday we actually had a nice little show dedicated to Afro Latino, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And all of that, as a matter of fact, we had a number of folks from DR in representation.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also looking at that other part of the island of Hispaniola.
You want to cross over the border, huh?
I want to cross over the border. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, as I say, let's get it popping, Night Watchman.
All right, but let's explain that to people who don't know the island, that don't know what that means.
Well, you explain. Go ahead, you historian, you.
Okay. The other side of the island from Dominican Republic is Haiti. So, mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Haiti is famous for being the country where they freed themselves from slavery without any outside help.
Wow. How did the French take that? Were they like welcoming? Oh yeah, you can free yourself, but you know what? You still work for nothing, or what?
I think that's a story. That's a tale we should ask some of our guests.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I could do that.
Right.
Well, you know what? The first person I'll bring up because why? Because she was the first person to say, "Hey," she read the memo, said, "Got here early," and we love that. Even though she is BK, that is of course Miss Nancy Chevalier. Bring her up. Here we go, Nancy. Nancy.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Next person I want to bring up here is Mr. Sam Pierre. Why don't we bring him up here, Night Watchman?
Okay.
Sam.
Hey, good morning. Curtis, Bob, how you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
How are
Nancy,
you?
good to see you guys.
Yes, hi.
Good. And you know what? Maybe I did that just to get the Brooklyn folks out the way. Could that be it?
BK all day.
Absolutely. And the next person I want to bring up here is Miss Dina Simon Leroy. I said that you notice I said Leroy and I didn't say Leroy. Okay, remember I'm French too. Just so you know.
Very good. Good morning, everyone. It's actually Leroy, Simon Leroy, if you understand.
Oh. All right.
So good to see my friend Sam.
Nice.
Good to see you too, Dina.
Yo, Sam, it seems like everybody knows you, man. What's up with that?
Well, that means I've been around too long. I need to retire.
Last but not least is someone I also consider a friend. I've known her for like eons. She's a woman who literally turned me on to French cuisine in Harlem. And that is, Night Watchman, you jumped the gun. That's right. The Honorable, I say Rosemont, but for this show, it'll be Rose Pierre-Louis. Welcome, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to Bob and to my dear friend Curtis, and of course to Nancy, my brother Sam, and of course my homegirl Dina Simon.
All right.
Leroy.
See, we get it popping. So, Night Watchman, normally I ask a lot of questions. Would you like to ask us something? Would you like to start us off popping or what?
No, I think you should start it.
I see. Nancy, he does it. So, Nancy, please tell me about what you do. Also, your journey. How did you get in the position that you're in now? And also, when did your peeps come here to New York?
Okay, where do I address first? So I I think I grew up as a very like extroverted, opinionated Haitian American. And, going through my journey when I graduated with my master's, I really wanted to do something where I can affect people and change and culture and society. So I went into human resources and people operations. And so I've journeyed into a nonprofit where our mission is to end the dual epidemic of HIV and homelessness and kind of eradicate that, first in our backyard, New York City. And then, once we've laid down the blueprint, kind of have it happen globally. And we also have locations in Puerto Rico and Haiti. And so both my parents immigrated from Haiti and kind of came here around when they were 19, 20 years old. And I just grew up in a very Haitian household, very, very proud of our culture and background, and was fed with all this beautifulness about our country. And, we don't get the shine that we should, but we're such a beautiful people, such an amazing culture. And, I'm here to represent.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Sam, same question. When did you come here? Tell me your journey and also about the organization that you founded. Uh-oh, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, there you go. I do so. You do so many of these. It's just like, Sam Pierre, Executive Director of the Haitian American Caucus. We are a community development nonprofit organization with offices here in New York and in Haiti. We operate very similarly to the National Urban League for Haitians, Americans, and Haitian immigrants, helping them identify resources that will give them self-development and opportunities for success. My parents came to America back in the early 80s. My dad actually was part of the Haitian army. He came to America on asylum. He had 24 hours to leave the country or they were going to chop his head off. And my mom, she bought a one-way ticket to America on a visa. She just was determined to be here. And, they worked that immigrant story, worked super hard. Me and my siblings all in private schools, right? While working as a janitor and as a taxi driver, and that because they believed in education and they knew that was going to be the way to the American dream. And I have a background in government, which is how I know a lot of these amazing, wonderful people here. And we started HAC because we wanted to focus on some policy to see how we can really help the Haitian community grow. And change systems that keep us from reaching certain levels.
Gotcha. Beautiful. And just so you know, remember, I almost married Desire. So, Sam, I do probably want some swag. So, HAC, I'm looking for my extra large.
We got you. I got you, brother. I got you.
Thank you. Dina, do tell your journey.
Yes, thank you. Like most immigrant children, my parents immigrated in the mid 80s, and I joined them later on about 3 years after. And we lived in Brooklyn, and I think like the other guests have said, they were here. They came to the United States to live the American dream. They worked hard. They believed in education, and that's my story. That's our story. I grew up in Brooklyn in late 80s, early 90s, in a small community of just Haitians. We were really insular in our culture, and I didn't know anything else. And for me, I think that was great because it really gave me a sense of pride from early on. And kind of my journey has been in public servant. I'm currently the Chief Human Resources Officer of the Teachers Retirement System of New York City.
Oh, yes.
I think my heritage kind of probably pushed me to pursue a career in public service. I remember as a child just advocating for my parents, especially because they did not speak the language. And so I would call my dad, who too worked in a factory, where I had to sometimes advocate with the HR office or even with the union. And so I think that's always kind of been in my blood. And that kind of have helped me to kind of just really have had a really diverse career where I've supported many causes and really worked for impact organizations.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Dina. And Rose, do tell.
Sure, sure. Again, good morning, everyone. I'm Rose Pierre-Louis. Um, I sort of had different chapters of my career. Started off working in the field of law, and was a public interest attorney for 17 years. After that, I actually went into government where I worked for 11 years, served as deputy borough president for 2 terms. Curtis elected us, and thereafter served as commissioner for the mayor's office to combat domestic violence, and had the pleasure of working with other Haitian Americans like Dina and Sam, who were also breaking barriers in government. I actually was not born in Haiti. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. My parents are born and raised in Haiti. Left Ohio. Well, what I will say is both of my parents are in medicine, and so you will always find Haitians in any city where there's a large medical community like. And shortly thereafter, when I was 5, moved to Dix Hills, Long Island, which is, an affluent white Jewish community, actually, which is a town that is next door to where Dina grew up. And for me, I was the only Black child in the school district. And I really credit my parents, who to me, as Dina mentioned, are the American dream, but really instilled in me, even in the environment that I grew up in, an immense pride in my Haitian culture, my appreciation for the language, the food, all the incredible things. Did not get me into the political stuff and things that we in the Caribbean can get caught up on. And it's something that propelled me to really be an advocate for the community, and together with Dina and others, established the Haitian Roundtable, which is celebrating its 15th anniversary, which is really in the space of celebrating and acknowledging achievements in the Haitian community. And that may sound like a very simplistic mission, but what I would say is, when you think about 15 years ago to now, the kinds of issues that have confronted the Haitian community, we've been in the forefront of those conversations, whether it be a very popular DJ who says the reason why I'm HIV negative is because I don't mess with Haitian women, and really that radio station on, to when, a former president of the United States calls us an S-hole country. We have been in the forefront. And, that's part of my philanthropic work, but my day-to-day work is as the executive director of the NYU McSilver Institute for Poverty Policy and Research.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you know what? I guess let me go back in history. Certainly, we do know that, and I told you, Rose, that I work in an environment where we are known as the West Indian Cabal. We have every island represented, and we're proud people, no doubt about it. My mother's people from St. Kitts, no doubt about it. But Haiti, you guys took it to a next level, okay? Bottom line, got your independence, no assistance from the U.S. or anywhere else. And so that caused maybe a little bit of stuff for the for France, right? Because the mofos, they said that, hey, you're gonna have to pay the stuff back big time. So you know what? I'm gonna switch it up a little bit because Sam, I understand that you have another appointment. So I want to hear from you. Give me some thoughts about being Haitian in America and literally the relationship that America has to Haiti and has had historically, but also the relationship that you've had with other countries, let's say in the globe.
Thank you so much, Curtis. I think it will always be contentious conversation, right? Only because when you think about when you really go deep and think about what had to happen in those times, when you really think about Napoleon Bonaparte and
Mm,
the French and one of the greatest conquerors in this world, and then
yeah.
a small little country somehow outmaneuvers right a great conqueror. It's a classic
Mm,
David and Goliath story, right?
mm,
um
mhm,
and what many people don't realize is that it's there is you have to pay, right?
mm.
You have to pay to stay on top, right? I think that's the
Well,
part of the story that nobody talks about. In
yeah,
order to be great, right, you have to pay, right, in order to stay great, because they came back, and Haiti could have had to fight again and
yeah.
again and again and again, right? So some people have different opinions on what that looks like and why the leaders decided, okay, we're going to do that. But when you really put yourself in those shoes and you really understand what it really took to stay the first republic, to have freedom, it was very difficult. And I think the most important thing is educating other folks and really getting them to understand what really happened. We hear stories of history all the time, but who wrote these stories, right?
Hmm.
Especially westernized stories. Who wrote
Hmm.
it? People who didn't look like me and you. When you really go and talk to the folks, or if you really go to the country, like I love when I go to Haiti or when I go to our school, I always like to go into the areas and the towns that no one heard about and really talk to the elders and hear what their stories are and how they interpret what happened, right? So that it could give me a better viewpoint and a better appreciation for what happened in my lineage and my bloodline. So I think it's really about educating. I don't really get into fights anymore about who makes the best rice and who this and that. And this.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's more about educating the community and say, all right, well, why don't you learn more about our history and why we're so proud?
Nice, nice. Nancy, you remember that phrase? You mad, bro? You mad? You mad? So tell us, literally in terms of that perception. It's there about, hey, that uh, dirt, as Rose said, dirty s-hole country, the whole thing, and just all the negative things. I think they're mad. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's why I agree with Sam. I think education is the biggest part here. There's this, Haiti is so full of resources, so beautiful, and we just don't get the light, and I don't really want to get too much into politics, but we're just not ran and we don't have the leadership we are. I was raised where it's like Haiti should be one of the top countries people want to go vacation to in the Caribbean and
Mm,
spend, like no one talks about that. They're like, Haiti's a third world country. I'm like, our beaches are the clearest that you've ever seen. We have the best
wow.
food and resources, and it's just people who know. And
Mhm.
so they are mad. Haitian people are the hardest working, and we have this beautiful culture and this fight, right? Like we were the first to gain our independence. And I feel like people forget about that. Like we set a trend and we're leaders in this whole situation. And so when people have these comments about what kind of people Haitians are and what we're doing and what's going on in the country, and it's just like it's always been us to fight for ourselves and to strive. And all the people that you see coming from Haiti and doing big things, we're always educated, well spoken, have all these creative ideas and very talented. And so it gets frustrated, but it's like I'm over fighting. Like I'm a proud, Haitian. I was raised with nothing but beautiful thoughts and by hardworking people. And so I really think it's about educating and just changing the narrative of what people think Haiti is, because I do feel like those who know love us. They love our culture. They can't wait to see what's going on with us. And they're like, I've seen your beaches and I've gone. And so I think just shedding more light and in this current state, you'll see what's going on in the news, and Haiti's not a great place right now, and there's so much, but we don't have leadership and government, and so that's really where our focus needs to be right now, and trying to reprimand that, because I really love us to overcome all these narratives and however long it takes or whatever we need to do to make sure that we are one of the top, countries that you want to visit. There's so much history there and education and beauty, and I want that to be the narrative instead of what people say. Yeah.
Gotcha. And of course, Dina, one of the things you hear, especially as it relates to white evangelical Christians, oh my God, is because you know what? They worship this voodoo. They're not Christian, and that's why things are happening so bad in Haiti. Tell me.
Yeah, it's disappointing when you hear it. It has no context. There are other reasons why Haiti is the way it is, primarily because they had to pay Black France, right? And so for them to come into Haiti and impose their religion and their ways, it goes back to slavery, right? And so education is very important. I agree. And a lot of people are doing that. A lot of us are learning that Haiti had to pay for its freedom. A lot of us are learning that Haiti funded the Eiffel Tower. That if you read recent New York Times article a couple of months ago, The Debt Owed to Haiti, you learn about how the banks in the US profited from that. And so I think the conversation for me, education is great, and everything everyone said is absolutely accurate. For me, as someone in the diaspora and knowing what Haiti did for the world and for our people, for Black people, I'm a little disappointed in just kind of the lack of allyship in helping Haiti to advocate. And so, for me, I think education is great, but now let's start changing the narrative, but also let's start helping Haiti, right? And advocating for Haiti, whether it be reparations or whatever it is. But sometimes I feel lost as a Haitian American because I don't know where my other brothers and sisters are, where my African American brothers and sisters are. So I think we need the education, but also let's work better on the allyship between us and the diaspora.
Gotcha. Perfect. Rose, I'm coming to you because I know you're going to go deep now. Because Lord knows, a couple of things happening there. Besides, we almost got with Dina, almost got into CRT, learning some uncomfortable truths. Tell us about it. Go for it.
So I just want to say a couple of things because I do think it's important to have an authentic conversation because there's so many misconceptions about Haiti, often defined in the most one-dimensional ways. And first and foremost, Haiti didn't just pay France back. They paid reparations to France, which is the only time that a country that lost a war, that the winners of the war had to pay. And when you think about a nation that had been enslaved, now had its freedom, but economically was crushed by not only having to pay the reparations, but also dealt with an embargo by the United States. Not recognize Haiti and other countries that were afraid that this idea of Black revolution was going to be spread around the world. So there was a concerted effort from the inception of our freedom that, the fear of this kind of rebellion spreading around the world. And I think it's important that for the Black diaspora, African American, African, wherever that you may be, the Caribbean, is to understand that 1804, which is the year of our independence, belongs to the entire diaspora and should be embraced by the entire diaspora and taught, and something that we all know from when we're talking about Juneteenth, to when we're talking about other moments in history. When January 1st comes, also know that, yes, it's New Year's, but it's also Haitian Independence Day. And we should embrace that and celebrate that. I do think, and one of the main tenets of HRT is that we are the keepers of our legacy is our motto. And we have really taken upon us to really help to correct the narrative about Haiti, to redefine the narrative. This point about voodoo, if people really know the origins of voodoo, they would know that it comes from Africa and Cuba. Those are the origins of voodoo. And that, it's been portrayed as sticking needles in people. For many people around the world, voodoo has been a religion of hope. And I'll just leave it there. But in Haiti, I think the overwhelming majority of Haitians, and that could be because of our history and because of slavery, identify as being Christian or Roman Catholic. So I think that's important. In terms of what is happening in Haiti right now is, I'm gonna keep it real. I think it's an absolute travesty. But there are forces that continue to support external and internal, and it really is going to take not only those of us who are out of country and those in country to understand that together we are a powerful force. In terms of CRT, I'm not even going to address CRT. What we're talking about is history. What we're talking about is legacy. I know for those of us on the screen who are of Haitian descent, 1804 courses through our veins, the efforts of our ancestors, the fight for liberation, and all of that is what makes the Haitian community and our story so powerful.
Excellent.
Can we also? I want to unpack the U.S. culpability in the Haitian situation, and let's also talk about 1915, which people don't talk about, which is when the U.S. took over Haiti for almost 20 years as an occupying force. And what was the impact of that on the country, and what has been the impact going forward from there in terms of how the U.S. has dealt with Haiti?
Okay, Sam, you want to take that?
Absolutely. Night Watchman, that's a very good point. Going back to history, we see that no one was comfortable, right? And I think one of the things that people don't realize is, right, the idea of allied nations coming together, allied forces coming together to do business with each other and to ensure that the system stays the same. Part of that is having conversations about smaller countries and how they plan to keep them under their foot or to keep them impoverished, right? The other part of it, not to get too political either, is that in order for a country to survive, the country needs importing, exporting, but you also need funds from other countries, right? Like you hear about, one of the funniest things to me is how people will say the United States, we have $3 trillion, we're $3 trillion in debt to China, right? However, the United States is a superpower. However, China needs the United States to purchase its products, or China wouldn't have no one to sell their products to, right? So understanding the economy, the economics of countries, right, is very difficult, right? So Haiti has to take loans, right, in order to stimulate its economy, right? And so if other countries are coming together and saying that they're not going to give you loans, right, loans that everyone gets or funds that everyone gets, you're not going to get them. How do they expect for the country to stabilize itself, right? So I believe that it was intentional, where Haiti was not receiving the support. It was not receiving opportunities to trade. The U.S. had to come in, occupy Haiti as the savior, because that's what we do, right? And Haiti is not the only country that this happens to. There are other countries that that's happening to right now as we speak, where the United States, we have to come in and save you guys because you guys can't operate in yourselves, right? And then that occupation, right? Obviously, they're going to create infrastructures to keep that going for years and years and years. So, not to become a professor on here, this is a things don't just happen, right? So this is a 50, 75, 100-year strategic plan that's now, right, coming around. And there are a lot of people who are happy on how Haiti looks. You know, Rose talked about that right now. There's always someone benefiting in some kind of chaos. No matter what, where there's chaos, there's opportunity, and there's someone enjoying this opportunity.
Okay.
Can I just add on to that?
Absolutely.
Sam just said, you know, one of the most important things for a country is its sovereignty, right? That is inherent. And when we talk about what happened in 1915, and still, when you think about 1915 to 1804, Haiti's still in its infancy, right? To deal with the reparations, which I think the amount is the equivalent of what it would be today, would be like something like billions of dollars. So you're thinking about a country that is rose from slavery, tried to set up systems, and then to have this kind of control. Also, what is taken from the country are its natural resources, which is key for many other countries. That has been a way to do imports, exports, etc. What has happened to Haiti, it's been ravaged of many of its natural resources by multinational corporations that have had interest in Haiti. And the other point to also keep in mind is the proximity of Haiti to Cuba, which a lot of people don't talk about, is that there is a narrow strait between Cuba and Haiti. And for other political interests, Haiti has always been of interest to the United States government. But I think George Bush, the son, said it best when asked about the policy towards Haiti by the United States. And what he said, it is a policy of benign neglect.
Wow, that's well said, Rose. Night Watchman, I don't often give you some proppies, but I'll give you some proppies because I did not know about 1915. Okay, so you get that one. Okay, 1804.
I don't need your your props. just keep up, okay? Just keep up.
On that note, Nancy. Now, like I certainly didn't know about 1915, but 1804, everyone knows. So when you went to school, of course, did you know about some of the stuff and the collusion of the U.S.? But go ahead.
Not in school. I learned most of my history from my family, my parents, just making sure that we were always, me and my brother were educated on our people, our culture, and what the world does to us. And that's the other part, right? Like you learn very minimally about, most people don't know that Haiti and Dominican Republic, like I think it's insane that some people don't know that we were one country. One thinks like Dominican Republic got the better half, and it's like we got our independence, and that's the real story. And everyone's always like oh, Little Haiti, and I'm like, but it was us, and then he took our of the island. And I feel like that was very minimally touched when I was in school. And the reason I got, the education was from my family, making sure that I understood our history in full. And, Hispaniola or Boyo Quisqueya, which people don't talk about as well. But, I only got that mostly from my family and my culture and my community of Haitians to make sure that I understood where we came from and what was going on. So I don't think there's enough education about that history and how we gained our independence first. And people don't know that. And that's another problem, I think, when you're being educated in America or in school.
And not to bring up critical race theory, but I think we're talking about the same issue of eracism, where our history gets erased, especially the positive parts, but also the negative parts get erased as well. And so, I mean, I did not learn about the U.S. occupation of Haiti from school. It was one of those things that I learned about along the way, like learning about Tulsa. And it's the same issue that we face, where the powers that be that want to keep the systematic oppression have always been very, very effective in removing the truth from the narrative. And so we're at a point where we have to go back and put a lens on that and understand the U.S. sent the Marines in, and the Marines ran Haiti for almost 20 years, and that's not what the Marines, they're supposed to be going out to fight for freedom across the globe. That's not what was going on there at all.
Lord. Dina, comments.
Not only the Marines, but up until today, Haiti, some parts of Haiti has been taken over by gangs.
Wow.
They can't afford arms. The U.S. knows how the arms are coming in, right? And so they control the narrative about Haiti. They make decisions about Haiti. They make decisions about leadership. And it's unfortunate because Haitians, we feel that we have no power. And my parents always told us these stories of American meddling. And, you didn't really believe it. But it's as I got older and you start really picking and looking, and you realize that there is some truth to it. And so for me, I had to kind of learn about Haiti on my own, through my parents, through my family, but also I had to make my way there. After the earthquake. So when I immigrated from Haiti to the US at the age of 8, I hadn't been back for a number of years. And that's for a lot of Haitians. And after the earthquake, when you see everything that was happening, and for me, what was striking is during the earthquake, you saw people boarding planes, and half of them were white. And so it was like, wait a minute, you're telling me not to go to Haiti, but where are all these people coming from? And so following the earthquake, I wanted to show people Haiti, the other side of Haiti that we don't know. And I founded a travel company called My Haiti Travels. And I remember going back to Haiti probably 20 years or so. And a lot of things you're surprised that exists in Haiti, because the narrative, the story that you're told, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and outhouses and things of that nature. But when you visit, it's just a totally different country, right? Of course, poverty exists. And it's there, it's in your face, and there are infrastructure issues, but there are parts of Haiti where you're like, wow. And it's really, I encourage everyone to get the experience and go and visit Haiti. And I think sometimes what I found for me, why it took so long, is even Haitians don't sometimes have good things to say about Haiti. So I think also it's for us to educate ourselves, to continue to learn, but also visit to see the real Haiti. And so our tagline is "See Haiti through our eyes," because like you said, you have to look at it through different lens.
Absolutely. And you know what, Sam, because I know you got to run, but a couple of things. I want to know how folks might be able to learn more about, of course, your organization. That's one. And then also, tell me about, because like I said, we had last week a discussion with those from across the border on the island that you both share. What is, besides, let's say, governments, what is the relationship between Dominicans and Haitians, let's say, in America? Is there any relationship?
Very good question there, right? So I'll start with the second question, then I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go up. So I think it's very interesting. There are some. I think we have to go back to the history again. So Haiti actually helped the Dominican Republic gain its independence. If you look at the history, Haiti actually, we occupied the Dominican Republic for a little while to help them get on their feet, and then we basically handed them back the island so that they can continue to operate and grow as a country. Many people challenge this theory. Many people say they don't believe it. It's true, and many people are uncomfortable with the idea that Haiti gets all this credit, right? It's an island that we're supposed to share. Oh no, X, Y, and Z. But when you really history, you can't make history up, right? That's what happened. Um, I do believe that the Dominican Republic made some decisions in terms of how to advance its country that Haiti refused to make, which is why if you go to the Dominican Republic right now, the roads are paved, there's electricity, right? It has a booming tourist economy, right? It was a matter of decisions that were made by them versus decisions that were made by us. But when you really look into the history, you can understand why Haiti would not be open or trustworthy to European countries coming in to develop the country for us, right?
Right.
So when you're younger, or if you don't have a deep understanding of Haitian history, you might just say, "Oh well, DR has roads. Why didn't Haiti just say let's have roads too?" But you don't know what the price of having those paved roads are. One, you didn't fight the war. You didn't understand what it took to get your independence. So it's very easy for me as a Haitian American to sit back in my comfortable chair and say, "Oh, they should have just signed a deal with Ford to build the roads in Haiti, so we would be comfortable," not understanding what that would mean or what that would take. So again, I no longer participate in arguments with folks who don't have a true understanding of the history between Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and also how outside external influences, right, would love the fact that Haiti and DR have a contentious relationship, because they can still, to Rose's point, they can still extract natural resources, right, from one of the islands if the other one doesn't want to play ball.
Right.
So I think everything is done intentionally, right? I think when you look at Haitians and Dominicans, we're the same folks, right? We're on the same island, we're the same exact people, but because of the political climate of what it is, right? Some might feel that one is better than the other, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, again, everything is rooted in its history. Everything is rooted in education and information. And I think if we do spend time educating those who want to be educated, right? Because that's the other thing, right? Some people are comfortable in their ignorance. If we spend time educating those who want to be educated so that they can come in and help us grow, right? Then that's a positive position, right? And to the first point, Haitian American Caucus, you can go to www.hacus.org to learn about. That's my email there as well.
Nice.
If anybody would like to reach out to me, feel free to email me. I'm much better on emails and text. Feel free to email me. I'd love to partner and learn how we can work together. I love the show. Thank you so much for bringing these conversations to light, because especially with these amazing experts, right, that I'm so happy now that I'm no longer in hibernation. I'm going to reach out to every single person on this panel here, and see how we could collaborate and continue to work together.
Love it, Sam, Pierre, and ladies and gentlemen, they have swag. Okay, they have swag. Sam, thank you so much, my brother. For sure, you coming back. You know this.
Yes, I am. Right. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm hitting everybody up for brunch now that I'm out of hibernation.
All right.
Next time, the beard won't be white though. It'll be black again. All
right. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Well, go ahead, Night Watchman. You got a little something to say?
I want to steer the conversation toward what do we think the solutions are? How do we create an economic engine that addresses these issues and harnesses the power of Haitian Americans who have come and through upward mobility have gained some presence, some wealth, some standing here, and how does that translate into a way that we can actually see positive economic development for the country of Haiti?
Who would like to take that?
I can just start a little and then
let's go for it.
So, recently we had a conversation with our colleagues who run our site in Haiti, and really their biggest plea, we had kind of like an all staff kind of listen to the story about the state of Haiti and what's going on in Haiti. And the story really is like heart-wrenching because it is a tragedy, what is going on right now. And so everyone's question is like, well, what can we do from here? And what we heard firsthand from them is they really need awareness, and finances is the biggest way to kind of combat this. And, I think the other thing that people don't talk about often is we had the earthquake in 2010. There was so much news and outlet and promotion on Haiti, and we got billions of dollars in aid. And people don't realize that Haitians actually haven't had access to not even scrape off of all the donations that were made. And so that money's being held, by the United Nations and Americans and so much funding, like private, charities and other countries, everyone was donating and doing on their phone, and we got billions and billions. And so Haitians haven't even seen like any kind of piece of that money to really start making it. And so again, it becomes political. It's because we don't have leadership, so they don't want to release the money until we have like a proper president or the government's in order. And really, it's just being held by the United Nations and the Americans, for whatever reasons and purposes. And so I think that's the focus. Like, we really have to fix that. We need leadership, we need a government, and then we really need the finances of people who really care about Haiti and want to do the right thing and rebuild our country and give us the sources and not be threatened by the fact that once we have the finances, the power that Haiti has and the influence we'll have. And I think that's the issue. They're just scared that once we get the funding and we start rebuilding, we'll be unstoppable like we always have been.
Nice. And you know what? Let me jump in here. We do have, of course, a festival happening in late July called Harlem Festival of Culture. And Rose, I know you know that. And of course, one of the entertainers is going to be Wyclef Jean. So now, as we do know that he was running for presidency of Haiti, was that just just optics, or was that real? Rose, thoughts?
So I think the reason why Wyclef had to step down is I think there was an issue about continuous residency in Haiti. And also it's been well documented that some of the funds that were raised through his foundation were misappropriated. And so I think to piggyback on what Nancy just said, keep in mind that since the 2010 earthquake, we had another earthquake in 2011, and then a political earthquake with the assassination of the president of Haiti. And so Haiti, I would say, in many respects, is at an extremely critical point, which is how Dina raised earlier, has given increased rise to the gangs and to violence. There has been a culture where only the few have benefited in Haiti and not the masses. And that's why when we see these uprisings, and what it's really going to take is for countries that have provided support to Haiti to understand that Haitians know exactly what they need and want, and that to allow for us to have that kind of self-determination, and that the role of these countries is to provide support. In terms of 2010, I actually served on was appointed by the then Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton to be at the UN pre-donor conference where all the countries were talking about their support for Haiti. There were money and funds that were released to the Haitian government, and a lot of that money has gone unaccounted for, which would pause to many of the countries who had given money to raise red flags and to give rise to concern. I do think what needs to happen is that we really need the kind of political will that comes from the most powerful families in Haiti to the grassroots efforts that are happening to ensure that we got I should say, have the type of leadership and the kind of leadership that is impervious to corruption, that puts the people of Haiti, especially those who are wallowing in poverty, lack of investment, lack of infrastructure, are dealing with health disparities, to understand that together with those in country and those of us out of country, that we don't need other NGOs. Haitians, writ large, we have the capacity to do what is necessary for Haiti. So it takes the political and the community will in country and also externally for Haiti to be first. And what I would say lastly about the DR, I'm going to try to get all my is that I would say for the most part, the relationship between Haitians and the Dominicans in the United States, at least from my perspective, as you know, Curtis, we're both Harlemites. Washington Heights, there's a large population, probably the largest in the city in Washington Heights of Dominicans, and certainly in Harlem. I found we have had as Haitians a tremendous relationship. There are elements within the community, that are still reflecting on the decision by the government of DR to not grant citizenship to Dominicans of Haitian descent, and that is a
wow.
issue. And more recently, the State Department issuing an alert that even whether you're Haitian or not, or African American, that if you were coming into the country, that you could be stopped if you quote unquote looked Haitian or had a Haitian surname. And so there are some political forces that are happening in country, in DR, that should give rise and concern to Dominicans here in the States, that understand that we are both oppressed, right? Both experience oppression, and that we are stronger together, and that our history connects us. And there's so much of our culture that is also connected. But to understand that cannot be done by acts of xenophobia, acts of racism, because let's keep in mind the overwhelming majority of the Dominican Republic in terms of race is Black.
Yes. And Dina, go ahead, Dina.
What I would like to add, like Rose said, with DR, and that's just one point, someone always benefits from someone else's suffering. Haiti imports 97.6% of its goods from the Dominican Republic.
Wow.
So imagine if we can bring that number down and not have to import. So someone has to benefit. As far as what's happening and what I'm doing on my end, in addition to being a board member of the Haitian Roundtable and serving with Rose, last year a group of us founded the Haitian American Foundation for Democracy. And essentially, it's an organization that was founded to engage the Haitian American diaspora in promoting policies, democracy, human rights, and economic development in Haiti. And for us to be able to do that, we have to build political power in the state, right? We have to be able to influence folks that are in power, folks that are decision makers. And so we partnered with a group of about 13 organizations called IET Diaspora Collaborative, which includes organizations in Haiti and in the United States. And I have to tell you, Haiti has some amazing leaders. They're just not in power. One of the organizations that we partnered with is Focal which is ran by Michel Pierre-Louis, Duvalier Pierre-Louis, which is a former prime minister of Haiti. So there's a lot of amazing work happening on the ground. And so we collaborated, and we were given a grant by Kellogg to do a mapping of the diaspora and a survey to gauge where we are, our thoughts on politics and advocacy. And so we did that, and we're in the process of releasing that survey. And we hope to continue to do more work to educate people about what's happening in Haiti, but also how we can advocate on this end. But I think what's more important is we need to be on one page. And I think what you find with us and in our community, there are so many different organizations and so many different priorities. There's 200 different recommendations. And so we need to come together as one. And that's what HAVD is trying to do, and is trying to essentially put together a roadmap for that.
Wow. And Dina, and what Rose said in terms of looking Haitian, what does a Haitian look like?
I don't know. We're fine. We're beautiful. I have no idea. I don't know if it's just something, the air about us, right? We walk with our heads held up high. And I try to think of, where that originated. Maybe it's the fact that, our country, the people in power, when our parents grew up and when we grew up, though they may be corrupt, right? Not all of them were. They look like us. So
yes.
we lived in, almost a version of Wakanda, right? For us, when we're out in the world, I guess it shows.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess certainly we do know going back in history with Trujillo, we had, of course, this whole skin lightning type stuff. Even, oh my God, Bob, your favorite home run hitter, Sammy Sosa. Woo! I heard that.
But that's part of effort and interest to ameliorate the race, right? And I would say Haitians reflect the entire rainbow of skin color, hair texture, just like any other group, whether they be from Africa, from DR. And sometimes when people say to you, well, I get this a lot, I'm sure for Nancy and Dina, they get this too. Well, you don't look Haitian. And my response is, what does a Haitian look like? And sometimes when they say that you don't look Haitian is a derogatory slight, because the perception is that all Haitians are of a particular hue, because they do that on TV and not understanding that there are Haitians that, as I said, reflect the entire rainbow. But this concept of you don't look Haitian, or what does a Haitian look like? I would say a beautiful trait that we have and is high cheekbones, as you can see from the screen, who is Haitian, and understanding our connections to our African homeland of Benin.
Absolutely. Night Watchman?
Well, I think we're at that time we have to wrap up this marvelous conversation. So if we could just go around and just give everybody, last lines.
Absolutely. Nancy, you're on.
Okay. It's been truly a pleasure just to be on this panel. I think it's fantastic anytime we're doing something to shed light on Haitians and what a beautiful people and culture. And I will always do whatever I can to advocate for Haitians and our people, because it's incredible. I feel like when I'm around other Haitians, we all kind of grew up the same. When your parents are immigrants from Haiti, like you all went through the same things. Your parents all kind of raised you the same way. And there's like this love and camaraderie amongst us. And we're just such a proud, beautiful people full of culture, and we're so strong. And I want the world to understand that from us. And so I'm glad we were able to shed some light, and then also send out some resources and education so people can kind of join the fight to get us back to where we need to be.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Dina.
Thank you for shedding the light on Haiti and helping us change the narrative. Haiti is a beautiful country that I think is misunderstood. I think people should get to know more about Haiti, what Haiti is. I want Haiti to thrive. I want Haiti to be a place where we feel that anyone of African ancestry can go. Haiti has always been a welcoming country. And, this is my dream for it. I have a 6-year-old. I want to be able to take her so that she can know her roots. And
Nice.
I will continue to fight to make sure that our country move forward in a positive way. So thank you for the opportunity, and take the time to learn a little bit about our culture.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Rosemond, my friend. Yes, I said Rosemond.
Yes, you did. My full government name. Again, thank you for the opportunity. It's always wonderful to be with other Haitian American leaders, and of course, Curtis, you know how I feel about you. I think Nancy and Dina said it all. I do think that one of the events we do for the Haitian Roundtable is Haitian History is Black History. And I do think that if we are able to create more alliances among the among the diaspora to understand that what is happening to Haiti hurts all Black people.
Yes.
It's something that we should all be calling upon in terms of policy and action, so that we are united. My interest also is to ensure that Haitians, we've been here for a very long time. If you look at our three families, we've been here in the United States for a long time. I do think that the most important thing for us to do is, as with other successful diaspora, is to gain the power here, amass the economic and political power to influence and assist efforts that are being done by our brothers and sisters in Haiti. And to me, that's where it's at. And also working to redefine the narrative. I know for the Haitian Roundtable, if you say something crazy about Haitians, we are going to be able to be there to be a clarion voice to ensure that our story is told by us in our own voice, knowing our own history and legacy. And 1804 lives in every Black person around the world. And we hope that this show is another step further to ensure that anyone who's watching your show is now more passionate, more interested in Haiti and its culture.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Night Watchman, on that note, take us home.
You've been listening to Soul Lounge Primetime on WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. Also live streaming on YouTube and Facebook, and on all your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts. Ask Alexa, ask Siri for the latest Soul Lounge Primetime. You can always find us on Monday nights. Thanks for joining us. And if you enjoyed this show, please share it with people, because people need to hear this conversation.
Absolutely.
Thank
and
you all.
Night Watchman, look around. You just see women are going to lead the world forward. Okay, that's it. Yes.
About time.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much.